Also, did you make me a co-host?
Not yet.
Okay, because then I can't do focus mode until. Where did all the participants go?
What the
Oh, there we go. No, we're good. We're good.
What the hell? No, mine just disappeared.
What do you mean yours disappeared?
I'm not in the meeting anymore.
You are not in the meeting. Okay. I mean, I can try to do it from mine. It says we're streaming though. Okay, well, I guess we'll just do it from mine. All right, what happened to the participants though? Cesar, can you make me a co-host, please, so I can let people in? Okay, so we're good. If you want to,
I'm admitting all.
Gary.
can you make me a co-host?
Yes.
Hello, everybody. Come in, come in, come in. We are just getting everything set up. We are very new to live streaming, but if everyone, as you're coming in, if you can just put in the chat, if you can hear us, so we can make sure audio is good. You'll just type yes.
Yes,
Okay.
they're saying
Awesome,
yes.
awesome.
Perfect.
Hey guys, we saw some of you earlier. Okay, are you good on all the stuff?
I think so.
Okay, we're just making sure that we're up streaming on all the platforms and then we are going to get started. But it's nice to see everybody. Okay.
Camera on my phone.
Oh, here you go. Okay, cool. All right, guys, we're going to give people just a couple more minutes to kind of join in. Sorry,
Okay.
Lindsay is recording. We're just getting set up. Okay, guys, so hello. I am Angelina. This is Cesar. We are other coaches that work for responsible day trading. And we are going to be talking today, guys, kind of an introduction covering over the basics of day trading futures. And today we're going to be talking about how futures are different from stocks, but we are also going to be going through the very first lesson and the responsible day trading curriculum, which is, how we set up our charts, what all the different versions, meanings of ticks that we use, and kind of explaining that setup. So when you watch our YouTube videos and things like that, you can kind of understand what's going on. But before we get into that, this is our annual scholarship week. This is the third year that we are doing this program. Every year in the fall, we open up our window for applicants to apply to be a part of our programs, with a full ride with free tuition. This is our third year doing it, and we're very excited. It's grown every year. This is our first year doing live classes leading up to our big announcement, which is going to be Friday at noon Central Standard Time. And on that note, I'm going to let Cesar share his story because he was last year's VIP program scholarship winner.
Hi, thank you. Yeah, well, last year I was finishing another course on trading, and I was not really confident in getting all the information that I needed. So when I saw Lindsay's video about the scholarship, I said, well, it's not going to hurt me to learn a little bit more and participate to win this scholarship and this new strategy. And fortunately for me, I was the winner for the VIP uh, curriculum, and I had free access to all the information, to all the videos, to all the courses. And this was a game changer for me since my previous trading strategy was not working at all. And with this RDT strategy, it was the missing piece that I needed to complete uh, all the information that I needed, and where to get the right entries and or exit. And uh, so I was very happy to all the changes that I've had uh, since last year, and all the things that I've learned. And I'm feeling more confident now with what I do in the market. So yeah, it has been a great experience, and the team that we have is amazing, and the people that I've met, it's awesome. So I can't complain or anything really.
Okay, well, thank you for sharing your story. Yeah, it's really, really cool. It's actually cool because a lot of the scholarship students that we've had have ended up joining us on our team just to continue, helping traders on their journey, educating, sharing our experiences. It's very cool to, and scholarships winners stick around and kind of give back. I mean, Cesar now is um, a coach for our English and Spanish curriculum that's developing. Did you want to talk a little bit about the Spanish curriculum before we get started?
Yeah, actually, we are about to finish, and we're about to launch it at the end of this month. So both the English and Spanish curriculum is renewed. It's uh, it's faster. It's easier to understand. The videos are shorter, so it can be easier for everyone to understand and move on to a faster pace. And we are happy to welcome everyone who's interested in the day trading business. And we are ready to answer all your questions. And uh, right now, in a moment, you're going to see a free class, like Ansh said. Uh, and we're going to talk just a little bit about the basics of the curriculum. But it's gonna, like I said, it's going to open your vision a little bit more about the day trading world.
Okay, guys, you guys, I'm sure are like enough rambling, guys. Let's get started. So give me 1 second. I'm going to bring up our presentation here. And we're going to go ahead and dive right in. Hang on. Okay. So I am going to share screen. Okay. Can everybody see this? Oops, sorry. Can everybody see the screen? Is it blocked out at all, Cesar?
Looks good.
I can see it. I can see it's
Okay.
fine. Yeah.
Just make sure everything is good. Okay, cool. Well, welcome to Introduction to Day Trading Futures with Responsible Day Trading and me, Angelina, and Cesar. All right, let's get started. Okay, so this is what we're going to be going through. For those of you that have been to this class before, I promise it is not identical to the previous ones we've done. We will be explaining what futures are, how they're different from stocks, the history of the E-Mini S&P 500, which is the market that RDT prefers to trade. But then we're going to go through chart basics. What are tick bars? What are ticks? And show you our chart setup and why we use the charts that we use. And then at the end, we'll kind of go over the general outline and roadmap for what it takes to be a beginner, a new trader, and how to get to where you're trading live consistently and responsibly.
Look at the day trading basics. While the term day trading has grown to cover a lot of different things in conversation, its true definition is buying and selling commodity, stock, or security, and selling it within the same day. That's what we do as a day traders. We open and close trades in the same day. So day trading uses the rapid change in prices as a basis for making money on trades. And we're going to explain a little bit more on that in the future.
Right, guys. So as we go along, if you do have questions or we kind of are building throughout this class. So we're going to go more in depth and explain things more as we go along. But at the end, we will have a Q&A and open it up for anybody that has questions. So if you do, just kind of write them down and we're going to make sure that we answer them, before the end of this class. So trading in general used to be reserved for larger financial institutions, think big banks, huge companies, think Wolf of Wall Street. But thanks to the internet and some like modern upgrades to just trading in general, the information age now, anybody can trade and you can too. So trading is appealing because you only need a computer and internet and you can trade pretty much anywhere. For example, Lindsay, who's a founder of this company, she and I knowing that we can work from anywhere, decided to come and do Scholarship Week in Jamaica. So that's one of the great, perks and exciting things about trading. You have the opportunity to make a lot of money with the right strategy. That being said, the other side of that coin would be there's also the risk of losing a lot of money if you don't have the right strategy. So key takeaway here is having the right strategy is incredibly important.
Yeah, and we have this RDT beginner guide on our website that has a lot of information about futures and the RDT strategy, as well as the steps to trading with a live account. You can download it for free, and if you already did that and received issue 1 and 2, you can send us a message or get in contact with us so you can have the exclusive issue 3 with much more information.
Yeah, issue 3 just got released not too long ago. So you can email us at info@responsibledaytrading.com. If you feel comfortable, you can put your email in the Zoom chat as well. We'll make sure that you get issue 3 if you've already gotten issue 1 and 2. Okay, guys, so stocks versus futures. So stocks are the most mainstream thing when people think about trading, but futures should be considered a viable or even better option. In our opinion, it's the best for, an individual trader like the people in this room. So there's schedule flexibility. There's no bell ringing, markets closing right at 4 p.m., right at 5 p.m., depending on the time zone. You can work from anywhere, pretty much any time. The E-Mini S&P 500, the market we like to trade, is open almost 24 hours a day. And that means you can trade at night. That means you can trade after your 9 to 5. You can trade after the kids go to bed. It gives you that flexibility. There's less required capital. We're going to expand on this a lot later, but a lot of people say, how much money do I need? Well, when it comes to stocks, if you were to buy, full stock share of Apple, you would have to pay whatever that price is. When you're trading contracts, you have a trading broker and you only have to put up a percentage of what the cost of that contract is. So futures gives you the power, a lot more buying power for a lot less capital that you actually have to have. One of the last things is futures. The thought process behind trading is it's more about the movement of the market, the rapid changing of price. The principle of trading futures is about making money off this movement rather than seeing an increase in stock value for a specific company, which means that you don't have to do the research of saying, oh, is this company stock going to go down because this new company is opening with a bigger, better product? You don't have to really do any research about, is this new law coming into, effect going to, change the value of the stocks that I've bought? You don't really have to do any of that, right? So there's no market crashes. There's no, sometimes the market is slow, but there's no big crashes like in stocks, right? So the volatility of futures actually makes it more reliable.
Yeah, also, in addition to that, we're not investing in just one company. We are diversifying our investment in an index that we're going to talk about a little bit later in a few slides. So you are putting your money in more companies, so your risk is going to be divided to all those companies, and so for that reason, it's less what you're risking. So now the PDT rule is the pattern day trader rule. That means that you can only make 3 day trades in any rolling 5-day period, which means that you are not allowed to trade every day. Also, only people with 25,000 in an account are exempt from this rule. That applies to stocks and options. But with futures, you can open and close as many trades in a single day as you like, with no restrictions or requirement. That's actually what we do here. You can open a trade when you see an opportunity and close it when you think it's the right time. And after that, if you see a different opportunity, you can put another trade, and you can take as many as you like, and as many as you feel comfortable doing it. without risking your capital.
I do want to also clarify here. So you don't have to have $25,000 to trade stocks. It's not required. So I'm sure some of you are like, well, I use Robinhood. I use Acorns. I have, $50 per check that I'm throwing in there. That's totally fine. You'll buy portions of a stock that your money is invested in. But we're saying you can't buy it and then sell it and then buy something else and then sell it and make multiple trades without being penalized. You're limited to 3-day trades in any 5 rolling day period. Okay, next slide. Okay, guys, I know this is overwhelming and it's a lot of text. You do not have to read it. We're just kind of going to go through it with you. Also, if you want this PowerPoint at the end of this class, again, email us at info@responsibledaytrading.com. If you feel comfortable, you can drop your email in the chat. And I will send this to you afterwards. So please don't be alarmed by all of the text. I'm a big history buff. I majored in history, so this was like the most exciting slide for me to make. So let's get into it. What are futures? And you're saying futures, Cesar, you're saying futures contracts. I don't even know what that is. Cool. I didn't know what it was either until I researched the history of it. So futures contracts came out of the agricultural field. The first contract that was made that was traded was for corn in 1877. It was used as a business tool and a form of protection for farmers and wholesalers. So for example, it's like, oh, next spring, I don't know what the weather is going to be. I don't know how big my crop yield is going to be. I don't know what kind of money I'm going to get for my products that I grow, for my produce that I grow. And sellers in the same breath are like, I don't know if I'm going to get the amount of produce that I need to sell to, stores and things like that. I don't know what the quality is going to be. I just don't know. And there's all this uncertainty. So they decided that they were going to make a mutually beneficial contract for the future, a futures contract. So for example, the farmer would guarantee delivering 100 bushels of apples. Even if he has a bad crop yield, the weather sucks, he will find the apples from another farmer. He will deliver 100 bushels of apples. And the wholesaler will say, okay, and I will guarantee you $10 per bushel. And even if, weather's great and everyone's got tons of apples and apples are only 5 cents a bushel, he still has to pay $10 a bushel to that farmer. And so both sides are protected. They're able to plan for the future. They're able to, budget better. And that's how futures contracts were born. You don't really need to know this to trade futures, but coming into something brand new, I always felt that knowing the history, knowing a little bit more about what it actually is, makes me feel more confident in learning about it. So no, you don't need to know that corn was the first thing traded, but it's just nice to know. So eventually traders would buy and sell these contracts before the delivery date as the price of the asset changed, with no intention of buying or selling the asset, which meant I can buy this contract and sell it before the delivery date of the apples because I don't grow apples and I have no intention of accepting a huge shipment of apples. But the price of apples changes throughout the year before the contract is due. So that's when futures contracts trading was kind of invented. It was kind of born that way, that we can trade these contracts without ever having to touch or buy a single apple.
So now the history of the E-Mini S&P 500, it's these futures contracts eventually expanded from just agriculture, including financial products. So markets like the S&P 500 were born. This is called a stock index, like I was mentioning before. Is made up by the top 500 stocks in the New York Stock Exchange. That index still requires a lot of capital to trade and was not an option for the masses. So in 1997, the E-Mini SP 500 was born. The E-Mini S&P 500 is the exact same as the big index, but the mini version where contract sizes 1/5 the S&P 500. That means it requires less capital, and opening up this type of market to individual traders instead of just big companies or people with a lot of capital was a game changer. Today, this is the largest single market for day traders in the world. and that's the same that we use to trade. So to take it even further, the E-micros were introduced, which are 1/10 the size of the E-minis. With with that on the table, now anyone can trade. Um, so the trading culture and the image that we had from the 80s and 90s, where we saw only people in suits in big companies, is now a thing of the past. Uh, because now independent day traders like us can play in the same market. And as the way that we trade as RDT, you can trade too.
And guys, like we said before, we're kind of building in this lesson. So we're going to go more in depth into the difference between the E-Mini S&P 500 and the E-Micros S&P 500, what that means, how much those smaller contract sizes are, and, give you a better idea of what it means to trade them. So this is just kind of an historical overview, but we will be covering that later on. So I know that was a lot of text, so we're going to take a little break, look at some pictures, and we're going to learn about everybody that makes up the RDT team besides me and Cesar. So these are the other people that are behind the lessons and the classes, the scholarship, everything that we're doing. So I'm going to take care of these people at the top. At the top left, you'll see Lindsay Duff, our founder, our CEO, our mama hen, the mother of all the traders. She's a person that developed the strategy that started this school with the idea that, you can still make money trading and help others too. It's a wild idea that, lots of other companies don't understand. She is currently in she resides in Sugar Land, Texas. She's currently next to me here in Runaway Beige Makeup. Then there's Jason Jordanella. He's from the UK. He is our head coach. He's the guy that, if you've seen our beginner guides, he handcrafted all of that. All that information that's in our beginner guides. And you're talking about, like we said, 20-page booklets. He's the mastermind behind that. They both still take on students. It's very, very cool. We're happy to have him be a part of the team and lend his expertise and share with people. Then we have Claudia Lopez. She is from Paraguay. She lives in UK now, but she's originally from there. She is in charge of our community outreach. She helps us expand, to different communities to connect with others. And she was also the person that started and now currently works on developing and improving our Spanish curriculum.
So we have also Angelina, as you can see here in the video. She's the enrollment coach. She's the person that is going to contact you whenever you have any doubt about the RDT program. And she's going to have all the answers that you need. We also have Dan Pearson. He's the head of curriculum development. He's also a coach. He lives in the UK. We have Davis Viloria. He's from Venezuela and lives in Spain. He's the English and Spanish curriculum coach. And that's me from 1 year to now. English and Spanish curriculum coach to whatever you need. If you have any question, we are all to answer and clarify any doubt that you have respecting the day trading industry.
Okay. All right, guys. So now we are going to actually launch into a lesson called The Many Ways We Use Ticks. It is, again, the first lesson of our new, improved, updated curriculum. We revamped our curriculum. It's launching at the end of this month. It's the same day trading strategy, just like Cesar said before, prettier, easier to swallow. We are always trying to improve and grow as well. So you guys are actually getting a sneak peek of this curriculum, because this is actually the first lesson from that new curriculum. So let me see here. Oh, Cesar, I think I can just share it because I have it here. Give me 1 second.
You want to share it?
Do you have yours up and running already?
Yes.
Okay. All right, you go.
Okay. There.
Okay, Cool. All right, guys, so this is kind of what the new curriculum looks like. These are slides that you'll get as downloadable PDFs, but it's also slides that we'll be going through video format too. Okay, so the different ways that ticks are used on our charts. I do just want to say again, like you'll see a page. If you don't understand what we're saying, normally the next page is an example with pictures and stuff. So bear with us. And again, we will answer all of your questions that you might have at the end of this class. So when we're talking about ticks, you're going to hear them used in a few different situations. This will give the word tick many different meanings. So we want to be clear on what each one represents. So the 4 terms that you're going to hear that we're going to cover are tick charts, tick bars, tick counter, and price ticks.
So let's start for the tick charts. These are the charts that we're going to be using in our workspaces. The ticks provides the most accurate and up-to-date information compared to the candle and minute charts. Because like Angelina was saying before, when you are using candlesticks, you have to wait until the time runs out so you can see the whole information. And with ticks, you can see it at the very moment that it's happening. So there are specific Fibonacci numbers that we use to help link the charts and run in a more cyclical pattern. This means that we don't just create the numbers that you are going to see later. They are connected. So the information that we have can flow through the charts that allows patterns to be more easily recognized.
Okay, so a couple things here, and again, we'll have some pictures to kind of explain what all these things mean. So the bigger the tick chart, the more you are seeing the overall market perspective, because the bigger the tick chart means the more transactions that it takes in order for the information to be displayed. The smaller the tick chart, the more you're seeing the immediate market perspective. And for every 1 bar that plots on the large chart, multiples would be created on the smaller chart because they're representing the same information, but introducing it from different perspectives. So that's why we use 3 charts. We have a 3 chart system. Okay, and that's the maximum. I think 3 charts is enough. So we have a big picture, large chart. And then we have a trading chart, which is our middle chart. And that's the one that we would actually interact with and use when we're entering and exiting trades. And then we have our entry chart, which is our small chart that helps us confirm whether it's a good time to enter or not. And the other charts that we have, besides that, we're about to go and list what the charts that we have in this next slide. Those other charts we use just for reference only to get a feel for how the market is moving.
So this is the tick chart sizes for the E-Mini and the E-Micros. Let's clarify, the ES is referring to the mini market and the MES is for the micro market. So for the minis, we're using the 233, the 610, 1597, 4181, 10,946 ticks, and the 28,657 ticks. And also we use the daily chart. And for the MES, we use the 144, 377, 987, 2584, 6765, and the 17,711 ticks, and also the daily chart. So different markets will call for different size tick charts. The slower the market moves, the smaller the chart that you will need to be in. So let's say,
sorry, I'm so sorry, Cesar.
No,
I know
don't
you
worry.
guys might be confused because you're like, I thought we only use 3 charts and this is like 20,000 charts here. These are the ones we use, but when we're trading, we only use 3. We have a variety depending on how slow or fast the market is moving. I'm so sorry, Cesar.
we're gonna see some examples here. We only use 3 charts, like Angelina was saying, for our workspace. And like she said in the previous slide, the other charts that we use is for reference only and to get more information and to read the market better. So when you are trying to look for a trend, the other charts are going to help you to understand what the market is trying to say to you. Okay, so this is what the workspace looks like when you are on the actual market. We have these 3 charts open, and as you can see, we have the 10,946 ticks, the 1597, and the 233. So why we have these 3 charts specifically? It's because of the EMAs. That's another lesson that you can understand better if you get into the curriculum. So in there, we are going to explain you how these 3 charts are connected, not only because of the Fibonacci numbers, but also how they are linked to each other, and how the information that you see here in this bigger chart is going to be seen in the smaller chart. So we're going to teach you how these 3 charts are connected and how you can interpret what you're seeing here in this small chart and what you're seeing here in the big chart. So yeah, talk about tick bars.
Oh, hang on, will you go back real quick? I just wanted to point out at the arrows at the bottom. So yeah, guys, we don't have time to talk about the EMAs and how all that flows together. That's a whole completely different lesson. And if we did both, we would be on this live stream for like 4 hours. So, but just if you look at these arrows here, it's just showing the like parallel chart for the micro for the MES.
Yeah, this is the same. If you are seeing the mini market and the micro market, and you want to compare both markets with the same perspective, you're going to use the 10946 for the mini. So these 2 charts have the same information. The only difference is that for the MES, you're going to need less ticks to complete the same information as the ES, because what we were saying before.
Yeah, so we just want to show you that those charts are parallel between the E-mini and the E-micro markets. So actually, we are going to take a pause. Lindsay had a good idea. She said that we were going to take all the questions at the end, but we've been throwing a lot of information at you. So we're just going to take like a few minutes here. And just, does anybody have any questions, what we've talked about so far? I know it's a lot of information. And if you're good, maybe just give us a thumbs up in the chat, or if you're watching on YouTube or Facebook, you know, just comment on it. We'll be able to see it here. No. Anybody? Good.
Very soon everybody's good.
Okay.
There we go. Thumbs up. All good.
Damn. Okay. All right. Well, then we'll just keep on going, guys. Okay. So tick bars. So each tick bar, those black lines that you've been seeing in the images that we've been using, each tick bar that we see forming on a chart represents a specific amount of transactions that's taken place. So for example, when you saw us use a 610 tick chart, that means 610 transactions have to take place during the development and completion of one of those black bars. So we saw the 233, that's 233 transactions for each black bar that you see being plotted across the chart. So a tick bar does not have a limit on the amount of contracts per transaction. So it could be one contract that was purchased, or it could be 1,000 contracts purchased or sold. It's just each transaction that takes place. On that bar, the bar will close. So for a 610, the 610th transaction for that bar will close by plotting a solid black dot on the bar when it's reached the maximum amount of transactions for that bar, and the next bar will begin to form. The next slide is going to have some pictures here that we'll look at. Okay, so as you can see in this first example, this is a 1597 tick. That one bar in that rectangle represents 1,597 transactions have taken place. So this is why before we said we use tick charts instead of time charts. If you are familiar at all, time charts, they kind of look like candlesticks. They have like rectangles on there and they're marked by time. So if you have a 1 minute candlestick chart, it takes 1 minute of transactions to happen before that information is presented to you. Here you will see the transactions move by that dot as they are taking place in real time, which is why we feel that tick charts are better than time charts. On the second example here, you have each bar on the 233 represents 233 transactions have been taken. And you see those little black dots, they mark the 233rd transaction, closing that bar, and then the next one will be plotted. Okay, so at the we'll see it in the next, we'll see it in this next example, but there's something called a tick counter. This displays a little countdown of the current bar until all the transactions are completed. So again, once the bar is completed, a dot appears on the bar and then a new bar begins to form. And when the tick counter number is black, that means there are more than 50 transactions left on the bar before it closes.
And when the tick counter number is red, there are 50 transactions or less left on the bar before it closes and floods. This will help to get the most accurate information on each bar so you can time your entries or exits properly. So your daily chart will not need a tick counter because no more than one bar will plot in a day for that chart in particular.
Okay, so for example, here on this, it says there's 493 ticks left. So it's black because that's more than 50. And then on the second example, it's 32 ticks left for the completion of that bar, which is less than 50. So it is red.
Yeah, there's no need for more explanation.
Yeah, I'm like, does
Super
anybody have
simple.
any questions about the black?
Yeah,
About
I don't
over
think that's,
50,
I
under
think that's
50?
pretty clear. So the price ticks, what we were saying before, for the ES, each point is made up of 4 ticks. And we're going to show you how that looks in the next slide. Each tick is worth $12.50, and each point is worth $50, which is the summary for the 4 ticks. For the MES, each point is made up of 4 ticks, and each tick is worth $1.25, and each point is worth $5. So like we said before, the micro contracts are 1/10 of the mini contract.
Right. And so just like completing the points we made before, you need a lot less money to trade E-micros than you do E-minis. So smaller profits, smaller value, smaller capital required. So we're just trying to point out the distinction there. So here's what
And a
we
smaller
mean.
risk as well.
Yeah, smaller risk. Exactly. So these are the price ticks. So if you look, the price will go from $4,146 at the bottom to $4,147, and it will go up 4 ticks, pretty much a quarter, right? 4 quarters make a dollar, 4 ticks make a point. So it's 1 point from 4,146, goes up a tick, 4146.25, goes up another tick, 4146.50, goes up another tick, 4146.75, and then completes the point at 4147. So that's what we were saying in the previous slide, how much each tick is worth depending on the market, and how much each point is worth depending on the market as well.
Right.
I think this is the last slide, right, for this
Yes,
one?
this is the last slide. Yeah.
Okay, awesome. So that is going to complete the many ways we use ticks lesson. So in the curriculum, you would have this slide, you would have a video presentation just like we did with you guys right now. And then at the end of it, you would have homework assignments that would have you kind of reiterate what you learned in that lesson. And of course, this lesson is a little bit different, but later on, you would have to go through the market, find charts that display what you learned in that lesson, and you would have to submit them if you were a student in the curriculum. I'm going to go ahead and reshare again. Here we go.
Yes.
There's all the pretty faces of the people that of the RDT team. Okay. So We walked through that. Okay, this is kind of our ending point for this class. We're going to go through the roadmap of what it takes to go from not being a new trader to being responsible, consistent, and trading live money. So the first thing you need to do is you need to learn how to use a trading platform. Trading platform is a program that you would directly trade on. And it's the kind of foundation for your strategy and your career, because being confident and being able to use a program is going to set you up for success as you continue to build your strategy. You could have a really great strategy, but if you're using a program where you don't even know how to enter a trade, or you don't know how to use the shortcuts, or you don't know how to use the drawing tools, it's going to hold you back from being able to trade to your best ability. And it's also going to make you feel less confident, which directly affects your ability to trade. We like to use NinjaTrader. We have a whole course dedicated to it. It's called NinjaTrader Platform Fundamentals course. It is $50, guys. So if you're new out there, maybe you're, not sure if you want to commit to being a student of RDT to learn the strategy, at least learn how to use NinjaTrader. It's going to make a world of difference for you. And, it's we think the best trading platform out there for futures. It's included in the course if you become a full course, like a full student. But if you aren't sure about that yet, it's a great way to kind of get your feet wet.
Yes, exactly. So after you know your platform and you understand how to use it correctly, you have to move on and create your own unique, consistent, and responsible day trading strategy before risking your money on the market. So you want to learn about market patterns. We recommend you to backtest your strategy and see how many times that works, so you can gain confidence in what you're doing. So you want to take time, you want to be dedicated, and you want to be patient, because there's no shortcuts. There's no magic formula. This is not overnight. You're not going to make millions of dollars from one day to the next. Uh, it's like learning a new language. You have to spend time understanding and practicing, because that's the most important thing. You need to practice, practice, practice. And also, you want to find a support system like us at RDT. We are characterized by always being aware of our students, and we always want to make sure that you understand correctly every lesson that we are going to teach. And we want to help you grow into this business.
That's right. I mean, we really are here for you guys. Having a support system is great. For our students, we're actually just kind of recently launched a Discord channel where people can show their charts, vent to each other, and share about where they're at in their journey, because trading can be a little bit lonely sometimes, because sometimes it's just you and a computer. So anyways, like Cesar said, you got to work on a strategy that fits you, that's unique to you and your personality. And then sim trade first until consistent. Sim trade means simulation. So it can be actual real live market data, what's happening today, right now, but you're trading in simulation mode with no money on the line. It blows my mind how many traders come through our doors that are like, I keep blowing accounts, I get funded, and then I run through all my money again. And it's like, well, obviously something is not working. Stop, blowing money in your accounts and spend some time and maybe a little bit of money on investing in your strategy and in yourself. So like Cesar was saying, practice, practice, practice. Practice makes perfect, because trading is a huge part of mental game. How you handle real life situations and how you trade are parallel. Things that affect your real life will bleed into your trading. So you can have a great strategy and everything can work really well. But the second you start trading and you're there on the clock, there's that human aspect, that human variable. If you are impatient in real life, then you will be impatient when you are trading. If you are unsure and you are hesitant to pull the trigger and make decisions, that will happen when you're trading too. So when you're sim trading, when you're studying, developing a strategy, of course, it's all well and good. Once you're sim trading, that's when all the human part of it starts to come out. And that's where you start addressing those things, adjusting, changing your strategy to fit the kind of person and trader you are.
Also, in addition to sim trade, it's also good to mention that uh, you have to take that as serious as you were in a live account, because that's going to reflect when you are sim trading. It's going to reflect all the practice that you've made when you move into a live account. So since day one that you start uh, trading, even if it's in sim, you need to take it super seriously. So that uh, is going to reflect once you move to the real market. And uh, so in order to move to the real market, you have to make the best decision for how you're going to fund your account. Uh, there's a couple of ways you can build up your own account with your own money, and the steps that you should want to follow is to trade micros and then graduate to minis, so you can risk less money, so you can invest less money as well, and you can keep practicing and practicing until you're feeling confident, so you can move to the big leagues. Also, you can get funded by a prop firm like UProfit. Um, Angelina is going to give you a little bit more details about how UProfit works.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, you profit as a prop firm. So what they'll do is you will take an assessment to make sure that your strategy follows their rules within their boundaries. If you go through our program, our strategy fits within those parameters, and they will fund you an account. You'll trade their money and you'll keep 80% of the profits. They will keep 20, since you're since you're using their money and they're funding you. And that is your other option of making money as a trader and funding your account, besides coming out of pocket with your own capital. And if you graduate from our program, we help you, we assist you in getting set up with UProfit. All right, guys. Mr. Cesar.
so, in summary, day trading futures can be a viable career path or a side hustle for anyone that is willing to take the time to learn and make responsible choices. Uh, like we said, it takes time to learn, to practice, but there's a clear and simple path to achieve your goals.
And I know that we keep saying responsible, take time, dedication. It's making trading seem very unsexy, but we promise you it's all worth it at the end, because it really can change your life. Once you do it, like the freedom that it gives you, it really can be the dream that everyone thinks trading is. It's just, in order to achieve that dream, just like all dreams, takes some work. So if
Yeah,
you
at
learn
the end,
something new, sorry, go ahead, Cesar.
yeah, sorry. At the end of the day, this is another career, uh, and this is another business. So, for whatever career that you wanna study, you're gonna need time. So this is also a career, and also is a business. It is your own business. So when you're managing a business, whatever that is, you want to take it right, do it right. You want to take time to build uh, your company and to make it grow. So this is the same as any other career that you see out there, and this is the same as any other business that you see out there. Uh, it's like a plant; it needs water to grow. You need to put effort to make it grow, and at the end of the day, you're gonna get the same results. And I mean, you're gonna get the results that are equal to the effort that you put in. So uh, it's not a magic formula or a secret uh, to make a lot of money. It's just a business like any other that you see out there.
No, it's just, a business that you can work from the beach if you really want to. So if you learned something new from this presentation, if you're interested in applying for our courses and our programs, if you have any questions about trading, you can email us at info@responsibledaytrading.com. You can also go to our website, real quick before I end this presentation, this picture here is from our seminar in the spring. Every spring, so every fall we have a scholarship, and now every spring we have an in-person seminar for our students. So we actually gather, in person, not behind screens through cameras, and we have like power through an entire weekend, just all things trading. So it was really cool. Our first one was this April of this year. So that's a picture from that seminar. So everyone in there looks happy. See, it's not just about responsible stuff. We do fun stuff too. So if you actually have more questions or want to set up a one-on-one call with me, you can go to our website and there's like a schedule call button. And I will be on the lookout for that. So now we will open it up to any questions about trading, about chart setup, about any of the things that we talked about in this presentation. Anything? Anybody have any questions? Are there any on the
Super
research?
clear.
No,
They're like, no, man. All right. So
very clear.
very clear, understood. Everyone's like super 100% knowledgeable on futures now. Okay, awesome. All right, guys. Well, just real quick before everyone leaves, we have more classes coming up this next couple of days. So tomorrow, I'm going to do everything in Central Standard Time, GMT minus 5. The schedule is on our website. If you go to responsibledaytrading.com, the very first thing, how long did it take for you guys to become consistently profitable?
It's different for everybody.
It's yeah. So Tim knows that. It's Tim.
Yeah.
So I guess Cesar, how long were you trading before you got the scholarship?
I was trading before for
What?
2 years, I think. And now I've been for 1 year with the strategy, with the RDT strategy. And I think I got the Pure Profit account right after the seminar. I think
That's right. Yeah, because I remember we had to set you up with that. So from October to May after joining RDT,
yeah.
not including the 2 years that he did before that. So my story is a little bit different. Lindsay and I go way back. We were friends before, like over 10 years. And then I was working in some aspects with her for a different trading company. And then I just kind of was out of the trading game for a long time. So it's a little bit different for everybody, I think. So I know that was probably not the answer that you wanted to hear, but
Well, for me personally, even though I know y'all can't see me,
no,
it
that's
took
Lindsay's
me
voice.
quite a long time because of the companies that I was with had a lot of like certainties to taking trades that didn't work. And I had to unlearn those, which was part of what became responsible day trading. So.
Right. So it's a little bit different, I think, for everybody. But, if you're kind of starting new, starting fresh, sometimes that's really good. Just like Lindsay said, she had to unlearn a bunch of stuff that she learned from other trading, places that taught her kind of maybe a incorrect or stunted strategy. So, if you feel like maybe you are nervous because you're new to trading, sometimes that's really good. Being a clean slate means you have no bad habits, right? Nothing to unlearn. Okay, so I have, send me your emails, guys, if you want this PowerPoint sent to you. And tomorrow at noon, 12 p.m. Central Standard Time, Tim, I really hope you can make this one because I think you'll really like it. We're going to do a lesson on divergence. Now that's a little bit more of a, intermediate advanced kind of lesson. It's something that we talk about towards the end of our curriculum, but please, even if you are new to trading, it's still good to attend and still good to kind of soak up as much information as you can. You may understand more than you think. It's good to just kind of absorb that information. And then tomorrow at 4 p.m. Central Standard Time, Claudia and I are going to talk about the programs and the courses that we have. We get a lot of questions about it. I'm going to talk about pricing. I'm going to talk about what it takes, A to Z, how many lessons there are. I'm going to give you examples of what it looks like behind the scenes, what the videos look like, what the homework looks like. So if you're interested in becoming a student here and just, really want to get a feel for what that looks like, tomorrow, 4 p.m., that's when we're going to go over that. On Friday, 9 a.m. Central Time, we are doing a live market analysis. Cesar will be there, Lindsay will be there, and our head coach, Jason, will be there. So that's going to be a really cool one. And then at 12 p.m. Friday, that's when we are doing their big scholarship winner announcement. Now, I know I just threw out a bunch of times to you. If you go on our website, hit class schedule, it'll have all the information, including the Zoom links in there. It's a very top button, like you can't, it says class schedule, you can't miss it. Okay, any other questions, guys? Anything else we can do for you? I think we are good. Well, we will let you guys go. It's, 5 o'clock somewhere. Well, it's 5 p.m. here. So you guys are free. Thank you guys so much for coming. We really appreciate you taking the time. And we will hopefully see you guys in class tomorrow. Oh, hang on.
Tanner just showed up. Tom will
Oh.
send him a link to all the stuff. we
Okay,
just talked
so
about.
Tanner, it looks like you just came in. We actually just wrapped up the lesson. We started an hour ago. I think maybe time zones got messed up, but we have this entire recording is on YouTube. Like you can just rewatch it as soon as it's done.
Mhm.
And you can send me your email, info@responsible-day-trading.com, and I can send you the PowerPoint that we showed if you're interested. I hope you heard me.
Yeah, also for Christian, yes, the link will be on our social media pages, so you can find it there and log in. And I want to invite you all because the information that we're gonna give is going to be very interesting, and it's gonna be helpful for everyone. Like Angelina said, like if you're new to this business or you have some experience, uh, the classes that we're gonna have are gonna be super interesting.
When you click it, does it show? Okay.
Yeah,
cool.
I can put the link in.
Okay,
Thanks,
cool.
Tim.
Yeah, thanks, Tim. That's the email. That's the link. If you click it, it goes to our page where the class schedule is. And the class schedule on our website has the links directly to the Zoom meetings for each class. So, and then Tanner, I don't know if you can give me a thumbs up in the chat if you heard what I said. Is he still here?
Yes.
Okay, yeah. Because our class is ending, but as soon as we end, like I said, on YouTube, the live streams are recorded and they are just saved there and open to the public, I'm pretty sure. So, okay, awesome. Sounds actually, oh, I have your email. Okay, I can send you the PowerPoint if you want it. Okay, all right. Sounds good, guys. Bye. Have a wonderful day. We hope to see you tomorrow in class.
Bye.
Bye.